do it. A lot of people wondered why he was doing it, and I think nobody can really answer it better than the man himself. Take a look at this soundbite from Phil Rivers after the game. I loved it.
Hopefully, certainly I think of my sons and those ball players, that I'm in charge of at the school, that they'll say, like, crap, coach wasn't scared. You know what I mean? It's like, shoot, sometimes there is doubt, and it's real. And again, you can the guaranteed safe bet is to go home or to not go for it, and the other one is shoot. Let's see what happens. And so, I hope that in that sense it can be a positive to some young boys, or young people.
Sometimes we forget about what sports is about.
Yeah,
that's what sports is about. Facing doubt, having the courage to whatever anybody is saying, to whatever the whole world doesn't think you can do it. You got the courage to go out there and fight. Way done, Phil.
All right, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's go to the Denver Broncos. Man, look, Sean Payton came in. They did a lot to get Sean Payton to be their head coach. He also identified that Bo Nix was a quarterback. He was the quarterback that he wanted to run this offense. And now we're sitting here with the Denver Broncos football team that's number one in the AFC, 11 straight games. The head coach that won the Super Bowl with the New Orleans Saints is now on trend to try to do that with the Denver Broncos. Remember, y'all, this was a franchise waffling. They were trying to get the head coaching job right. They were trying to get the quarterback job right. It seemingly has been fixed. Sean Payton is the demarcation between what this team has the ability to do. I'm looking forward to seeing them down the stretch. Kudos to the Denver Broncos and Sean Payton.
And for me, it's about looking at the Chicago Bears and the San Francisco 49ers, two teams with 10 wins in the NFC that we don't seem to talk about enough. The Chicago Bears, is Caleb enough? Is the defense enough? They just went out in 10-degree weather and absolutely ran roughshod over the Cleveland Browns. And now they get an opportunity this week again against the Green Bay Packers to show the entire world what they're made of at home. And the San Francisco 49ers just playing through every freaking injury, losing all of their best players. The Fred Warners, the Nick Bosas, playing with injuries on the side of the offensive ball, and they have guys like Brock Purdy, who is not playing, and Mac Jones steps up and shows you exactly what he can do. These teams have a chance to show you down the stretch that they're true contenders.
I believe they both are. I also know for a fact that the LA Rams are the first team in the NFC to say, yes, we'll see you in the tournament. But I want to put that lens on that game between the Rams and the Lions on Detroit, because this is a Detroit team that currently is on the wrong side of the playoff picture. They could get in, but they need a lot to go their way. If they miss, think about who they are in totality. Last year, they were the 1 seed. This is a franchise that we know is trying to finally crash the Super Bowl party. Felt like maybe last year. No, they get beat by Washington on their home field. They currently have a better point differential than 5 division leaders, but they got 6 losses. They're going to look back if they miss the playoffs. On a bunch of fourth downs they went for and didn't get. A bunch of close games they could not close out and say, how the hell did we miss this window? How is this a lost year? They have time, but maybe not enough of it to be a playoff team. And if that happens, that'll be surprising.
On that Pittsburgh Steelers run defense.
For the third time.
We got an hour and change. We'll get back to it, I know. There you see the Rams, who have a big game coming up, which looks like it's going to be a rainstorm on a Thursday night against Seattle. That is significant both in terms of the NFC West and in terms of 1 seed in the NFC. And with that game in mind, we welcome Adam Schefter back with us. Week 16, short week. We saw Devontae Adams grab at his hamstring and hit the turf in SoFi. What do we know about his availability or not being available for that Thursday night game?
Scott, at best, it's in doubt right now, his availability for that game. He had a hamstring injury. He aggravated his hamstring injury on Thursday night. He went down immediately. You could tell something was wrong with his hamstring. He's a veteran. Look, there are 3 games left in the regular season. It's a short week this week. Hard to imagine he's going to come back, and there's probably a better chance that we've seen the last of Devontae Adams for the regular season. They could get back and have him back for the postseason in a realistic role. But the playoffs are coming up, and there are 9 teams that can clinch a playoff spot in Week 16. 4 of them don't need any help. Win, and they're in. And one of those is Seattle on Thursday night. The Eagles can clinch the division on Saturday. The Patriots a playoff spot on Sunday night. And the 49ers can clinch a playoff spot on Monday Night Football next week against the Indianapolis Colts, who, once again, will start 44-year-old quarterback
The 21-point blown lead tied for the largest that New England has surrendered in the last 40 years alongside Week 3, 2011 against who else but the Bills. Unlike yesterday, that game was in Buffalo, and that one Tom Brady threw 4 picks. Ryan Fitzpatrick, Fitzy, led the Bills to a 3-point win. Very similar scores in that one. Jason, there's two sort of different conversations I want to have. First, about beating that team who beat them earlier this year in Buffalo and erasing a 21-point lead. The significance of that, knowing that the playoffs are looming and you could see them again. How important to win that way?
Well, it's a huge win for them, and it's a huge. Whenever you come back from a deficit like that, it's a huge momentum lifter. And they did it on both sides of the ball, which I think is the big thing for them, right? Josh Allen, everybody knows the talent that he is. They've gotten back to the running game. The big question mark has been this defense. And they went out and held one of the better offenses, and Drake May, a quarterback that's in the running for MVP, to 7 points in the second half. So, it's a great game to build off of and to go into the playoffs. Got 3 games left, but a great way to finish it.
And then the other conversation is parallel, I suppose, to it with an eye on the playoffs. It's real easy to look at no Mahomes in Buffalo's path, and that's the demon that are the Chiefs that have haunted them and everyone else in the AFC.
Yeah.
No Burrow, who's also caused them some postseason pain. And we don't know Lamar Jackson, who knows if he'll be in the path. So you can look at the quarterbacks in the AFC playoff picture and go, you know what? Allen's the guy. But it's not just quarterbacks. It's not heavyweight fights. It's the totality of the teams.
Sure.
So how do you look at Buffalo and what's in front of them now without some of the teams in their way?
I do think quarterbacks with experience in the playoffs matters. And Josh certainly has probably got the most plethora of all the guys that are going to be in the hunt this year. But I still come back to this defense, man. They're going to have to play the way they did in that second half. And they're going to play some of these. They're going to play Houston. They're going to play Denver, where points are going to be at a premium. And what can these guys do? Right now, over the course of the season, they've been the 17th ranked scoring defense in the NFL. If they win the Super Bowl this year, that would be the worst defense in the last 10 years to win a Super Bowl. They're 30th against the rush. They're going to have to be the way they were in the second half in the playoffs if they're going to have any chance of winning the Super Bowl, regardless of the greatness of Josh Allen and James Cook.
It's just having to put the cape on, right? And asking Josh, just do it again.
Yeah.
And to have to do that 3, maybe 4 times in a row to win a Super Bowl, that's a hell of a lot to ask, isn't it?
Well, it's too much to ask of any one player. It's always the best team, right? You need a great team to win a Super Bowl. And if that defense steps up, they have all the pieces there, and they got the quarterback at the helm. But it's going to take all of them getting it together.
That was a significant win. Who they beat, where they beat him, and how they beat him. I think it's the kind of thing that New England will remember if they cross paths again. I feel like maybe they will, the way this season has gone. Man, you talk about all-time greats.
Look at that guy.
He starred here in college and then went down to South Florida. Didn't win a Super Bowl, don't care. Youngsters, throw on the tape. You'll see arm talent that was directly from the football gods.